What's going on, everybody? In this video, I've got an example where we are going to import data into Excel. And my problem statement over here is this code snippet to the right generates a data set of 100 rows by 2 columns contained in a list of lists called data. The 2 column headers are also contained in a list called headers. Export the headers and data set to Excel, where you should then make a scatter plot with height on the vertical axis and displacement on the horizontal. Some of the displacements are negative, and you should not include these in your plot. Alright, so I am on a different computer today. I am on my old Mac that this has video capture software and Excel and Python. That's why I'm on it for right now. So you'll notice that my commands, my Python commands, aren't my typical Spider Anaconda setup. This is idle. It's called idle, and it's like a MacBook's MacBooks come with this. This is like the default Python interpreter or the default environment on a MacBook. Anyway, so I've got this code here, and like the problem statement says, it generates a data set, just a toy data set with headers, displacement, and height, and data called data, right? And you don't have to worry about too much about this code. Just know that the data is contained in a list of lists. So each row is a list, and then those rows are arranged in another list. And that's really the optimal format that you want your Python data to be in. So you can write it to a CSV and then ultimately import it into Excel. So what I'm going to do is type import CSV. All right, that loads the CSV package or the module and that gives me a lot of nice CSV functions that I can work with. I'm going to call my file name to be import Excel example.csv. That will work nicely. All right, now, as I showed in a previous video, I'm going to say with open, and then I'm going to give it the file name, right? And then I'm going to open it in write mode, and then I'm going to have to tell it that the new line is the new line character. So we're delimiting the new lines like that as a CSV file. All right, and then with that open, then I'm going to say CSV writer equals CSV dot writer. So that's the method there, and the CSV file, right? And then we're going to say CSV writer dot. We're going to write a single row, so write row method on the headers. All right, that should be good. And then we're going to say CSV writer dot write rows plural, and we're going to write the data. Bam. Hit enter, and it returns 29, which you don't need to worry about. But now, in my current working directory, I should have a CSV file called import Excel example with all that data set. So that's actually not on my desktop, but it will be in the current working directory. It's just that's not my current working directory. But I'll open it up, and by default, it opens up in Excel, so that's perfect. And let me just zoom in here for a second. Let me zoom in, change this to maybe 125. All right, so you see I've got displacement and I've got height there. I'm going to click at the top left, right above the 1, and that selects all data. And I'm actually going to filter it. So I'm going to your Excel might look a little different. Mine's old, but in data, I'm going to go to filter, click filter, and you'll see now there are these 2 arrows there in the column headers. I'm going to filter my data by displacement, and I'm going to choose one greater than or equal to 0, because the problem statement said that that I don't want to plot the negatives. So I'm going to filter the negative displacements out and just say greater than or equal to 0. And so now when I apply that filter, you'll see my rows light up in blue, and you'll see that they're not totally sequential there, like we're skipping a 2, so that means the second row has been filtered out. 5, 6, and 7 have been filtered out. Those must have been negative displacements. So this leaves only the non-negative displacements. That's what I want. Now I will select columns A and B like this, and then for me, I'm going to make a scatter plot. So I'm going to come up to charts here For you, it might be a little bit different, and you can still find your scatter plot, I'm sure, at the top menu. And I'm going to click scatter, scatter, and bam, there it is. There is my scatter plot. It looks great the way it is. Notice the negative displacements have been filtered out. So these are all non-negatives here, so that's good. And then from here, I'd want to give it a good title and rename the axes, of course, and then I should be good to go. All right, so I hope this video was helpful to you. Thank you.